And now we're here.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
There's nobody here yet, but
That's okay. It's okay. Nobody's in yet. I'm hoping that some of my friends pop in.
yes. Now this is called Coffee and Conversation.
Yes. Today this is Coffee and Conversation, and I'm Susan King.
Yes.
I'm in the personal lines department at Avery Hall, and I'm here to answer, any of your personal lines insurance questions. So I'm excited to get started. Coffee. There you go.
Yep. So we got one person that's jumped on.
Hello, thank you for joining us. I'm glad to see you here. Let me know if you have any questions. You can put them in the comments section. It's a pleasure to have you. I'm going to go over just a couple of questions of personal lines, and I can answer any questions that you have as well. I'm Susan King, and this is Coffee and Conversation, in case you missed that. So thank you for being here with us.
Yes. So if you have questions for Susan, put them in the chat, and I will relay them to her. But until then, I'm going to ask my own question.
Sounds great. I'm ready to go.
Okay. So what do you do here at Avery Hall? What's your job?
I am a personal lines account manager on the sales side. So I mostly do new quotes for people that call in or email in and ask for a quote, but I also do quotes for the producers that we have here. And they work directly with some crossover commercial clients and clients they meet out into the world and that need to quote their insurance. So I do their quoting. They give me the information and I quote, and then I also do call-ins and email-in quotes as well.
All right, we got some people saying good morning.
Good morning.
My mom says good morning.
Hi, Megan's mom.
She watches.
Nice to meet you. I'm Susan. This is Coffee and Conversation. Thank you for
She watches all of these.
That's so sweet.
Yeah.
I hope my mom pops in. I said it to her. Candace, where are you?
Angie says good morning.
Good morning, Angie. Thank you for coming here to support me.
Yep.
As you know, this is Coffee and Conversation, and I am Susan King in your department.
Yeah, I should hope Angie knows that. My mom says nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Again, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it.
Yes. Again, since we have some more people jumping on, if you have questions, put them in the chat. But I have more questions. What is my next question? Why did you choose a career in insurance?
So I actually was working at a shoe store with some people who work here or have worked here. And those people saw the way that I handled and talked to and helped out customers at the shoe store. And they thought that I would be really, really good at insurance. Because the shoe store was primarily like a lot of like good shoes that are good for your feet. And there's a lot of information on them and you have to relay the information. And I think they just heard me relaying the information and sharing with the customers, and they said, that would be great in insurance. And then I found a company. I actually started at an agency locally that wasn't Avery Hall, a captive agent, and I got my license. And then I came over to Avery Hall because this is the best agency in the area to work for, in my opinion.
How different is Avery Hall from where you worked before?
The local agent or the shoe store?
The local agency.
Okay, so the local agency was a captive agent, which just means that it is only one carrier. And while that was a really good start for me, Avery Hall has just a lot of options. If you get a client that calls in and they have a unique situation, I can quote with 10 companies that will be okay with that situation. Whereas if I'm a captive agent and they have a situation that one company won't accept, I have no other options for them. So it's very rare that somebody will call in and we don't have an option for them on the personal line side. And even more rare that we don't have an option on the personal line side and don't have an option on the commercial line side. Usually we can find something to meet their insurance needs here.
That's one of the perks of being an independent agency.
Absolutely.
Got lots of options.
And we have a lot of support from the carrier's underwriters. They're fantastic. They're always answering questions for me. They never make me feel like I'm annoying. And so if I don't know, which, over the years of working in insurance, it's become more and more rare that I don't know the answer to something. But if I don't know, I can always reach out to my support team, which is my personal lines team, my manager, who's fantastic and on this video, and my underwriters at the carriers. So
yes. Angie, speaking of Angie, she does have a question.
Oh, let's hear it.
She says, "What's your favorite line of business to handle and why?"
Oh, that's hard. My favorite line of business to handle and why? I like personal umbrellas, and the reason that I like personal umbrellas is because when you need a client, and most clients do need them, especially, somebody in my age group with a lot of assets to protect, like a home, a couple autos, they've got retirement, already saved up, they've got a savings account, they may have, several other assets to protect. And I really, really love illuminating the need for that and also closing that gap in coverage. A lot of people don't know that your homeowner's insurance and your auto insurance, while it may have very high limits, could not be enough in some cases. And so personal umbrella insurance will close that gap in the event that you do have a claim, either in your home, in your auto, or just out in the world personally against yourself, that your umbrella insurance may be able to kind of supplement in the event that that claim does exceed your liability limit on your home or your auto. So I love closing that gap. I love helping people, and again, just illuminating that need and explaining that to people.
Yes.
My favorite thing probably is to educate people on insurance, honestly.
Yeah. We got some comments. Let me see. Candace Weir.
Oh, my mom.
Oh. Your mom says good morning.
Good morning, Mom.
And then Karen says happy hump day.
Hi, Karen. Happy hump day. Is that Karen?
Yes, Karen.
Hi, Karen.
The Karen. Can you believe it?
The one and only.
Yes. All right. I have another question. This one's a fun question.
Okay.
Not that the insurance questions aren't fun, obviously.
They're fun for me, but they may not be fun for everybody.
Yeah, but they're informational.
Yes.
Okay. This is my favorite question. What's a secret talent that you have?
Well, I don't know if it's super secret. Like, I think the people that I'm around a lot know, but the people that don't know me might not know that I am also a writer. So I am currently writing a novel, and I've participated in 2 short story writing contests, and I also write poetry here and there. So that is a secret talent that I've had, and that I've recently picked back up from like high school. And so luckily in our office, a lot of people have been really supportive of that and have read some of the things that I've written, but that is something that I think people maybe wouldn't guess if they saw me.
My mom has a question.
Oh, let's hear it.
She says, do you have any pets?
I do have pets. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to be able to share this. I hope that all the people that need to hear it are here or watch it later. But I currently do have a cat. She's about 13 years old. It's Elfie. And my spouse had her when we met. And then we got a dog named Ernie. He is a pug chihuahua mix. And I know what you're thinking with a chihuahua. They're like yappy. And he can be yappy, but he has a whole personality. This dog is like a person. It's ridiculous. And I like him so much. So much. I love him so much. And then we have Jazzy, who is a sheepdog mix, and she sheds everywhere and will climb up you for like all the attention in the world. And then we are actually adopting a kitten from my neighbor who is a foster, and he's all gray, and we're gonna name him Cole, and we're so excited.
Oh, that's cute. I love the gray ones.
Yes,
he's
beautiful.
We have a gray one named Gary.
Oh, Gary, I love that.
Gary.
I love that. We struggled. We had like 15 names picked out. And finally, we were just like, Cole's perfect. So
yeah. Karen has a question. She says, what do you think the biggest mistake homeowners or auto owners make when purchasing an insurance policy?
I think that unfortunately insurance can have a little bit of a bad connotation for some people. Because people don't understand it. It's not something that we do every day, if we're not in insurance. So they look at it as something that they have to have rather than something that is for their benefit. So they get the bare minimum of coverage, and then in the event that a claim happens, it's very frustrating when that claim isn't covered or doesn't have enough coverage to take care of what they need. So while I think that is something that is unfortunately caused by misinformation, we at Avery Hall do try to make sure that everybody is as informed as possible about what they're buying and what they really need. And in the event that they are insistent on buying minimums, which is not something we recommend at all, and we actually don't rate minimums as far as like liability on auto insurance, but if they are insistent on rating like bare minimum coverage that they have to have, we do make sure that they're aware of possible gaps in coverage that they might encounter later at claim time. So
yes, because people never think that they're gonna have a big claim when they're getting that policy.
We see it so much here. I mean, we have pictures just to kind of remind ourselves to make sure that clients understand what they're buying and what they need. major fire claims. You wouldn't believe the icicle claim pictures we have in this department. Like icicles that cause damage. It's insane.
Angie has a question.
Hi,
She
Angie.
says, what has been your favorite vacation?
Oh my goodness, my favorite. That's so hard. Kelly asks me this all the time. She's like, what's your favorite vacation? My favorite vacation. It's gotta be, you know what? I think it's probably Panama. I was given tickets to a March of Dimes event through Avery Hall, and I bought a vacation at the thing, which I've never thought I was gonna buy anything. But I did bid on a vacation, and we got it, and we took my sister and her husband, and it was the most beautiful place. And we jumped off of cliffs, we climbed a mountain, we hiked in the rainforest, we went to a private island and bought lobster off of a boat at the island. It was amazing, and fresh fruit and everything. I would highly recommend Panama. Boquete, Panama.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. My mom says good luck with the kitten.
Thank you. I'm so excited about it. It's gonna be a couple weeks because he's like a baby.
Oh, a little guy.
Like really small. Ugh. I'm so excited though. He's cuddly, and Elfie isn't cuddly at all.
Yeah.
So like, I'm excited to have a kitten that'll cuddle with me.
Yes, especially if you start cuddling with them when they're just a baby, because then they'll grow up being cuddly.
Absolutely.
And it's great to get from a foster if anybody out there is looking for a kitten.
Absolutely. I think my foster, Jamie Barker, actually does the Wicomico County Humane Society, and she has a fantastic mentor, Lee, and they care so much about these kittens. Like it's amazing to me. I think it would be very difficult, but she is great at it. So
Paula has a question. She wants to know if we're sisters.
we are not sisters.
We're not.
But I can see why you might think that.
Yes.
I think we do our makeup very similarly.
We
We're
do,
both,
yes.
Brunettes.
Yes, we're looking at each other now. Like,
Yes, like maybe that's
maybe.
true. Our faces are shaped a little bit
Yeah, they're
similarly
pretty
too.
similar,
Like
yeah.
very youthful. Like
Yes.
so I can totally see why you might think that.
yes, but no.
We did used to work at Vernon Powell together. The shoe store
Yes,
I was
we
talking about
did.
earlier. She was one of the people that I worked with there, and she coincidentally ended up here too, which is like I think that maybe there's like a spell or something on.
It's like a conspiracy.
There's like a conspiracy where we're all just coming from Vernon Powell to Avery
Yes,
Hall.
the Vernon Powell to Avery Hall pipeline is a straight
real.
line.
It's a real thing.
Yes, it is. Speaking of Vernon Powell, Megan Spinella has a question.
Megan, it's so good to talk to you. How are you?
She says, how do you insure a classic or historic vehicle?
So we work with a couple of classic companies, like Hartford, American Collectors, things like that. And usually it's, there's maybe some inspections or some appraisals that need to be done. It depends on the situation and the value of the vehicle, but usually we're going to go with one of those. And that just is also depending on how the vehicle is being used. So as long as the vehicle is not being used for everyday use, it can be insured like a classic or historic vehicle. But if it is just an older car that you're using every day to commute back and forth to work or for pleasure use, it does need to be insured on a regular insurance policy.
Mm-hmm. My mom didn't know you worked at Vernon Powell.
Oh.
She's just saying stuff in the comments.
The pipeline is so real, and
Yes.
it's like the more you hear, the more you realize. I actually forget sometimes that some of the people that I work with now, I used to work with at Vernon Powell.
Yeah. Okay, another question. Looking at my list. Oh, what's your favorite thing about your job?
I love helping people, and I get to do it in several different ways. I get to help my clients. I get to educate my clients on insurance. I get to hear about their lives, which is great. And then, you hear about people's lives and it just becomes so much more real to you what you're protecting, like what is really the point of doing my job. So the fact that I get to talk to people and hear about that, it just makes my job so much more rewarding. And then actually recently I've become more and more involved in helping my coworkers with the new system that we took on, which by the way is fantastic for our clients and it's fantastic for us. It's so intuitive. And we're just like kind of just scratching the surface of all the things it's capable of doing. But when you work with one system for a long time, you have a learning curve. So I have kind of dived into just one aspect of it, and that's the quoting aspect. So I'm kind of just like the resident helper for that, and I love being able to help people with that as well.
Yeah, people. I asked that question to like everybody who does one of these, and they always say like talking to people. On the
Absolutely.
commercial side, learning about the businesses, and then personal, you get to know people.
Yeah. Talking to people is like tops for me. Like that's my favorite thing to do. And it just has always been that way. I think I was a talker in class. I was the one that got, on my little report cards, talks too much, or chats too much. I was that person. So it works out though with my clients. It absolutely works out.
Yes.
People like it. It builds a relationship that is unlike a lot of others. So.
Yep, because you don't just, give them a quote and then never see them again.
No, not at all. And I still have clients. I mean, I don't necessarily take on every client as an account manager, but if they call me and they need something and they have a question, I'm totally here for them. And if I don't have an answer, I will get them to the person who will have that answer. And so it's never like just a cutoff, like I write this business and then I'm done with the client. We have a whole team of people who are all working to make the experience as smooth and easy as possible. And so I'm always here for that.
Angie has a question. She says, do you do everything in personal lines, payments, claims, service?
So in our department, Angie, as much as I probably could do all of those things, and I did used to work in service, we have it set up a little bit more in a streamlined way. So we have a billing department that does all of the billing, and they just, because they handle the billing portions of all of the websites for all of the customers, they're just a lot faster at those things. So it makes more sense for them to take all the billing. Then we also have processing, and so if a change needs to be made or something of that nature, usually the servicing people will request that the processing department do that change. They'll take all the information and send it over. Again, just to streamline the process. It makes things a lot faster, and it enables us to help more clients. And then we have the servicing department, and that department, so like I'll write a line of business, and then it will go to the person who is assigned to that letter range. So if it starts with a B, it'll go to Sharon Gibbons, for example. Sharon will actually service that account moving forward, and of course we are all here, to help each other in the event that one person isn't available. So we all do work together in that sense, but no, not necessarily. I do not usually service accounts at all. I usually just write the new business, and then the account manager will service from there. However, I never try to make my clients feel like they can't, get a hold of somebody. There are plenty of people in our department that are absolutely capable of helping. So if your one person isn't available, somebody else is absolutely able to help you. But it is nice to have that one point of contact consistently through the life of your business.
Yes. We're a well-oiled machine over there in personal lines.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. I think we're going to wrap up. So if people have questions for you, if you have more questions, you can put them in the comments and we can make sure Susan answers them. But if you want to ask about your specific insurance needs, how can people get into contact with you?
So if you do have any questions for me directly, you can call me on my direct line. That's 410-677-3584. I am also extension 1033 if you do get the front desk at 410-742-5111. And you can email me at sking, so SKING, at averyhall.com.
Yes, you can also text us. If you text our Salisbury number, which is 410-742-5111, and you text that and you say, give me Susan.
Susan King.
You'll have to say Susan King because we do have a couple.
We do. Susan
Yes.
is a popular name around here.
I know, but you can text Susan if you don't want to call or email.
Yes. So that text is, as Megan said, 410-742-5111.
I know, I said it so fast. I'm always afraid I'm going to say way more ones than there are in that last.
There are a lot of ones, and also I feel like I speak really quickly, so I always repeat the number anyway. We
have a couple more comments coming in.
Okay.
Your mom says, have an awesome day.
You too, Mom. Thanks.
That's so nice. And then Karen says, love Avery Hall in the background. Mr. Avery Hall over there, frame behind you.
That.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like him in the background when we're in this room.
It's perfect.
Yep. All right. We're signing off. We're going to go do some insurance stuff.
Thank you guys for being here. You have a great day.
Bye.